Welcome to Dtocs, where we provide tools, tips, and techniques to help your life and business be easier, better, and faster. Howdy, howdy. How are you? Welcome to our next episode of Dtocs Success Tips from Experts. I am Gabriella, and today I am bringing to you an awesome lady that I met several years ago, and what an amazing expertise that got her to where she is today. You guys are absolutely in for a treat. I am bringing to you the awesome, the amazing Pallavi Pande.
Hi to the listeners, and hi, Gab. I am excited to be here today on Gab Talks.
Absolutely. And I am super excited to have you join us today. Will you tell us about your expertise?
So I would say I am an expert in raising eco-friendly kids and rescuing some fallen leaves from the ground. So that is what my expertise is, because it helps me bind an impact on the community, on my children, and on the environment. So that is how I do it. I love rescuing fallen palm leaves and converting them into these sustainable single-use disposables that we use today, the plates and the bowls that we perhaps use on weekends when we don't want to do dishes, or we use it when we celebrate things around us. So that is what I would call myself. I'm a mompreneur who, with these expertise, being a mom at the same time and being an entrepreneur.
And you have a lot of fun doing that, I know, because I see your travels with you and your kids and your husband on social media. So I know we'll talk more about what it means to rescue leaves from the ground, because that's such an incredible and interesting thing. When I learned about what you do, I was super impressed. I love your products. And I know that you're not supposed to reuse them, but your construction and quality is so good that it's not unusual for people to have the ability to reuse them multiple times, which is even better for the environment.
Yeah, you do bring a great point here, because I will love to tell your listeners today, I once got a 1-star review from a customer, and when I asked why, it was like, because we didn't want to throw away the dish. It was so beautiful and so pretty that they gave me a 1-star for it.
Oh no, that's terrible. Well,
Yeah.
The other thing is that because it's renewable, and although technically not, but easily reusable, it helps to reduce all of that stuff that winds up in our ocean and hurts our animals. I personally have a huge passion for cleaning up our environment and having more sustainable, lower carbon footprint. That makes me really, really happy to bring what you and your products do for our environment. Tell us about your background and your story that led you on this path to where you are today.
I would love to. So growing up, I lived in India. That is where I was born and brought up. And coming from the Indian culture, we used to eat on banana leaves at that time. And even today, when we actually go back to India for vacations or visiting family and friends, the hospitality is still served on banana leaves. So that is still the culture there. And when I looked back at my children who were born here, they're using all the paper, plastics in the microwave. They are heating all those toxins in their food and they're consuming it. And that's what really bothered me as a mom. So I was like, I need to take care of this problem. And that's when I went back to my roots back in India. And I was like, let's bring that culture that I went through when I was a child, that nostalgia really flushed me. And I was like, let's bring this concept to the Western world. And that is when I found my raw material, which was fallen palm leaves. And we picked them up from the ground and we hot compressed them, cleaned them, sanitized them, packed them, and we started serving the consumer. So frankly speaking, it's been 3 years and I started this for my own kitchen, or for some parent or some person who doesn't want to do the dishes on the weekend in the kitchen. But during the COVID was the time when we actually rippled this product to the hospitality, to weddings, events, charcuteries, picnics, anywhere where you need plates to eat on. Because really, as a parent, I thought what was important for me is where my food gets put on and what's inside my plate. So just not what's on my plate, but what's in my plate. And that was really interesting for me to find out, this whole journey of going back to India, finding my raw material. And then came the word detox, because it was inspired from the actual word of detox, which means a cleansing journey for the body, for the environment. And I was like, dang, that's going to be our spelling with a different twist. So this is a different spelling of the word detox, but it's inspired from it, the cleansing journey for both the body and the soul. So this is a healthy choice that we try to give to the consumer, because at the end of the day, they are spending that money on their expensive organic groceries. They are intentionally buying products that are local. So we do want to give them a sustainable option where they can decide how they want to consume, where they want to consume that food on to make it more safer for them.
One of the things you mentioned was during COVID, and I know that you and I had this conversation, there was a major concern about using traditional plateware that people would then be touching these ceramic or other plates and having a risk, and they had to wear gloves and all of that, and having things that are disposable. And I know that there's a lot of science to this, and you studied pretty hard to know how to take care of us from a scientific standpoint as well.
Yes, during COVID was the time when we actually found our niche because of cross-contamination. People were bothered that their dishes were being touched, and if they were, how sanitary it is. People were concerned of labor. They were short of staff. They didn't have people to pick up those traditional dishes in and out, clean them, wash them, wipe them. So a lot of people did switch to this safer alternative to papers and plastics that are available in today's market.
And then again, the sustainability, like you are a pioneer. I mean, we've been doing sustainability things for years and years, and climate and all of that, but it's only gone so far. We wouldn't have the Pacific Patch and all of that and all of the waste out there had more people been doing what you do with your products. So can you talk to us about sustainability for a moment?
Yes, I would love to. And that is a topic that I live every day at home. Like even with my daughters, that is how I actually began. I always tell them you have to first practice what you preach. You have to be using it. And that's where we put ourselves on social media. I don't worry about if I have a lipstick or not, or if our kitchen is clean or not. I'm like, we just use these products every day ourselves because we are the advocates. Until we do it, how can we show the world, right? And yeah, you said we need more people making these switches. And that is something I say we have the power as a consumer. I've seen people are looking for better alternatives. They are ready to spend more on products that are beneficial to the health, to the environment. So we have the market. People are looking for these products. And there was my customer. I was like, they need the products because they want to eradicate the problems of plastics that are ending in the oceans, that are causing harm to the marine life, and just us breathing all these gases in the environment, causing toxicity in our health.
And you probably work with a lot of people besides the hospitality industry. You probably work with a lot of people that are in the healthcare industry and people that coach and guide people on their own personal health journeys as well. So I want to ask you, you mentioned a really, really interesting book. Will you tell us about that?
I would love to. I have read the book called Atomic Habits by James Clear. He's the author. And what really inspired me in that book was something that talked about habits. And as a mom, I do that all the time, talking to my daughters as a mom, as a mompreneur. It even helps us in our business. Why? Because habits actually are a pathway to success. And changes might seem very small and unimportant in our lives at first, but they actually compound in time to bring us the results that we desire, that we want. So we do have to stick with our habits for years. And that's what I tell my kids, like develop your habits. And to mention, I myself went to a Catholic convent school when I was in kindergarten because my parents believed in habits, to cultivate these habits to help us reach where we want to be.
Absolutely.
So that's why this book is very dear to my heart. And I love how it shows that path is important, trajectory is important, making systems to those goals are important. Like goals are anyway important. Yes, you should focus on it. But how you get to those goals, that is what this book talks about. So it's a regular practice and routine that is important.
Yeah, absolutely. And my own background comes from a very system and kind of an environment. So that makes a lot of sense to me for sure. And I think that if our audience understands, the more you can put things in a system and into templates, the easier it becomes to replicate yourself, and it's easier to grow.
Yes,
sure.
And to adapt to that change.
Hello, awesome listener. Thank you so much for joining us today at Gab Talk Success Tips from Experts. We're going to take a short break and say thank you to our sponsors. It is through the generous support of these sponsors that we are able to bring to you these amazing experts that are sharing their best tips for your success. So please listen to what our sponsors have to say, and hopefully they're going to inspire you that you're going to click their links and go support them.
It's time to take a vacation from processed foods. The ultimate lifestyle transformation kit will upgrade the way you look, feel, and perform, or will give you your money back, guaranteed. By taking a vacation from processed foods, you will detoxify your organs, cleanse your cells, and remove chemicals from your gut. And once you begin to nourish your cells and balance your hormones, you may notice increased energy, lower stress, deeper sleep, heightened mental clarity, improved digestion, and sexy lean muscle. Any of that sound interesting to you? You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. You already eat every day, and what you eat really matters. This is your chance to upgrade your food, upgrade your health, and upgrade your life.
Ever wish you had a generous, wealthy uncle? Well, this Gab Talk sponsor may be the next best thing. If you've ever found yourself wishing some successful person would willingly invest their time, energy, and money in you to help you crawl out of the drudgery of your life, then this is your lucky day. Most people will ignore this. They'll think it's too good to be true. But if you'll pay attention, you may just discover that he is the guy. And as you might imagine, this is exactly why I've been asked not to reveal his identity. If I did, he would surely be overwhelmed by countless people sending in their sob stories in hopes of getting a handout. Well, he can't help everybody. He's not a charity. He's a business philanthropist, and he's made millions and would like to give back. He's willing to give a few total strangers a hand up. If you would like him to invest in you and you want more wealth, better health, and a drastically improved quality of life, simply click the link and tell him your story. Be honest. He'll see what he can do. I can't promise he's going to solve all of your problems, but he will make you this promise. If you have the courage to tell your story, he'll read every word and give you a valuable gift just for doing so. So go ahead. What are you waiting for? Click the link and share your story.
So if you could go back and talk to your younger self, or if you're talking to people that are pivoting and shifting in their career, if you could give one piece of advice, what would that be?
That's a great one, because there are so many things that could be better. Not that I want to change anything, but just something that's efficient and better. But I would definitely love to tell my 20 years younger is, I wish I had done this sooner. I wish I had started this business sooner, because I do come from a culture where nature is so important, and there are natural resources. Like you said, our products are renewable resources because they're just on the ground, and we're picking them up to create something so innovative that can be used anywhere, wherever you have to eat the food. So I wish I had done this sooner. So the one thing that I would like to tell the listeners today is that if you're thinking about something, if you're thinking of any business idea or anything that you have in mind, go ahead and do it. Why? Because the first best time to do something is gone. So don't regret, don't waste time doing it. The second best time is now. So go ahead and do it, because I wish I had known this, or I wish somebody had told me this, and I would have started this sooner.
And you mentioned that the culture that you come from also probably played a part in it as well. I know that you have talked about your parents were very empowering, but the culture that you come from typically is not super empowering for women. And in fact, if I recall correctly, your company hires primarily women to create the products. Can we talk about that for a moment?
Yes, that is the most important thing to me. The core value of our brand is because I wanted to support the women back in India, because that's where I was born. And we hire majority female workforce in our manufacturing unit, where we manufacture these products from fallen leaves, because the women shape families, the women shape society. So it's very important to empower them, to give them a living, to give them self-esteem that they are doing something for the family. And it's amazing to see 3 generations, like a grandmother, her daughter, and then her daughter working in the same facility for us, creating these products with us and helping put that impact in the world. So it's very empowering to show that to my children when we go back down there, that we can make an impact in somebody's life.
So if you were going to give some advice in general to women or anybody that's just starting out, what do you think would be really important to take action on to go ahead and get started?
I would love to, again, emphasize on daily habits, because I grew up that way. I believe in it. I don't believe in doing everything to perfection, because that doesn't exist. But daily habits is something that will take you closer to being perfect, or whatever you call perfection. So success is the product of daily habits, and it's just not once in a lifetime transformation. You cannot say I'm successful today. You have to be successful every day in your life, and that will be defined by your daily habits. So make sure you cultivate those from right beginning, and they have to be very strong in your foundation. And that's how I tell my daughters to stick to what you have, not buy extras, to stick to use and throw, reuse again and again as long as you can. So these are, again, habits that will help you in your lifetime.
Absolutely. So what other tips would you share with us today?
Another one would be, no idea is big or small. And until you try it, you will never know. And how can you live with something like, be like, I don't know if this would have worked or not. So go ahead and do it. Leave all your fears. There are so many resources in this country. Where I am today, I'm grateful. This is a land of opportunities. And that's what I tell my family. If I was to start this business anywhere, I'm in the best place, because there's consumer, there's awareness, there's consciousness, and people want it. There's intention to buying better products for the health and the environment. So again, go ahead and try whatever your business idea is. There's no idea that's bad or good or big or small.
I love it. That's awesome. Do you have any other tips before we wrap up?
All I would say is do your part. Again, daily habits will do a compound effect on the environment, on your body. So if you are thinking of starting, I know not everybody's on the journey of sustainability. I get it. And it takes time and awareness and consciousness. So if you're not there yet, that's fine. Give yourself a pat on your back that you're thinking about it. And if you're listening to me today and trying to make those changes, let us know. Let Gab know. Let me know if we made this motivation in your life. And you can also follow us to see how we do it. Like my little daughters, they're 10 and 8. And I get messages every day in my inbox that this is so great what you're doing. And that's my reward at the end of the day. So
absolutely,
take inspiration. Yeah, I'll say take inspiration from wherever you can.
I love it. On each episode of Gab Talk Success Tips from Experts, we like to highlight a hero sponsor who is a business that chooses to highlight a do-good organization in their own community that is bettering the world. Today's hero sponsor is...
Hello, world. This is Z, or you can call me Mr. Z. I am a web developer, and I am also a consultant from Z World Webs. Today, I want to highlight the Spiro Foundation, because this nonprofit organization is truly dedicated to arresting the spread of human trafficking. This includes prevention, education, recovery, and of course, technology. If you would like to learn more about the Spiro Foundation, please visit their website at www.spiro-foundation.org. And again, their website is www.spero-foundation.org, to which Spiro is Latin for I hope. Or you may scan their QR code. The link can be found in the show notes. So with that being said, my name is Z from Z World Webs, and let's develop a website Z World is waiting for. Thank you.
So if I wanted to reach out to you, how will we find you?
That is an easy one. You can go to our website, www.dtocs.com, again, with the different spelling of the word detox, as you can see, and we will also have it on the links after the show. And another one would be our social media. We are there on Facebook, we are on Pinterest, TikTok, and Instagram. So you can follow us on all these platforms just with this name Detox right there.
And I know you have a really cool offer for all of our audience. So will you share that with us too?
Yes, indeed. So to our listeners, if you are not sure what I'm talking about, tableware made from leaves, really? Yes, it is possible. And if you want to see it, feel it with your own hands, we offer anybody who wants to try the love and care we put on our products to go on our website and click on the free sample box. All you have to do is just take care of a flat rate shipping, and you can grab your hands on our products.
And we will make sure the links for those are down below. We'll get your social media links. We will get the links to your website, and we will also make sure that the link to the sample is in the show notes and in the description. So you guys click those links and get your samples and give it a try. You are going to love these products. They are awesome, and they are fabulous for the environment. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you mark the reminder bell so that you know when our next episode is airing. Hey, thanks so much for watching. We hope you got value today. We want to give a huge shout out of gratitude to our contributors. Please make sure you click the subscribe button below, and don't forget to click the bell up above to get reminders when we add new content.